Ladies and gentlemen, Jank Ninja, we're back here with another video. Today's video we're unboxing, it's actually already been unboxed because I've been using this for about a month now, the Victrix Pro BFG. For those who don't know, this is controlled by the company Victrix, who's known for making arcade sticks and other controllers. This is their new model called the Victrix Pro BFG for PS5. This controller runs around about $170, $180, which is kind of cool. But let's get right into it, what it does. What makes this controller so special. So what you see, everything you see here, is what comes with the controller. So this case comes with it and everything too. So let's open it up. Now, the Victrix controller is one interesting thing about the controller that I love the most. This controller is a modular style controller, which is very highly customized to the way you want. And as a person who loves, I've been going through multiple controllers over the years, and I'm usually a pad player. Even though I run hitbox and stuff, I'm mainly a pad player at heart. And one of the biggest things I've been having issues with D-pad. The D-pad on this feels very, very good. And I always wanted a controller that I can always switch between different modes. And here's what I mean by that. And this is the part that makes it modular. But before we get into it, let me show you what comes with the... Actually, no. Let's just show you what I mean by modular. So as you can see, there's screws around here. This controller could be interchangeable any way you want to. So... right now, as a person who likes to play fighting games and shooting games, I don't play shooting games as much as I should, but one of the things I do like is I like the Xbox feel when it comes to shooting games. I think the analog stick should be away from each other. When it comes to shooting games, I feel like it should be like that. But when I'm playing fighting games, it should be the other way around. This thing comes with this little screwdriver here. As you can see here, you can take this off. And I'll show you right here. Let me move this out to the side real quick. And for those who don't know, I'm using a new camera, so I hope you enjoy the way things look now. Things look a lot more clear now. Unscrew this and unscrew this. Pull out, and there it is. And all you do is switch it around, and it comes off like this. It sits on like that. But switch it around like this. Put it back in. Screw it back here. This too. And it works both ways with this too. You can switch things out in and out here too. And now I have the PS4 style controller. This controller is mainly for PS5, PS4, and PC, just for those who are wondering. So this is not an Xbox controller. This is for PS5, PS4, and PC. Love this controller. This controller is wired and wireless, but not Bluetooth wireless. And I'll get more into that in a second. Everything can be changed from the D-pad, the buttons, this whole set of buttons, how long the stick is short, even the gates here for the controller, and I'll get into that in a second. But let me show you what's inside of here now, and just make more sense to you. So here's the gates that can be changed. So this could be turned from a circle to one of these gates, which hits around the side. So if you're a person who likes more analog control, but you like to feel as if you're doing a gate from like a fight stick, there it is. And you can do it both on each side. And it sits stuck in here, and it's really okay. And this case is really hard too, really hard. I throw this in my bag with my Steam Deck all the time. It works, and as you know, this does work with the Steam Deck, just so you know. Now, here's the cable that comes with it. This cable is fairly long, if you can see it right now. Fairly long. There's no lag or anything like this. This cable is about maybe 10 to 15 feet long, which is pretty cool. Really long cable. It runs on Type-C on the controller. And if I take this top off, actually, before I take the top off, look, for those who like the 6-style controller who plays like this, you can do that. You can switch this entire side with this. Now, you know what? I'll show you. Why not? You want to see all this thing can do? I'll show you what it does. And just so you know, as I'm unplugging this controller does do updates and stuff for it. So if there's issues with the controller, it has updates and stuff for it. Let me pull this out. Push this in here. Look at that. Now you got your 6-way button. So now you can hold it like this. If you're a person who like to play like this, like people I know play like this, you can play like that now. Almost like you're playing like a fight stick in a sense. No, let me take this out. That was just an example. I'm not going to play with it like that because that's not my style of gameplay. And this is fairly easy to take out too, which is cool. Put this back in. Put the old school style back in. Screw these back in. And right here. And pretty much done. As your trackpad right here, your start and select, and there's these other buttons here which I'll get into, and your PS4 button here too. Other features that the controller have that's really cool too. So if you look at the top here, and you can see via the camera, it is set to PC right now, but right next to it is PS4 and PS5. It might be a little hard to see, but it is right there per se. You have your L1, R1 top buttons and all that stuff. Really, really cool. And it feels really good. And there's also programmable buttons on the back. And there's a switch here to switch between wired and wireless. And right here, and there's another feature this thing has, you can switch between multiple different profiles. Which that means that means all your buttons can be interchangeable to other things, which I'll get into as we hook it up to the PC and show how that works. But one of my favorite feature with this, which I think is really cool, because I've always been a fan of the PS1, PS2 controllers. They have some of my favorite top buttons because, one, they don't go all the way down, but this is something this does too. So as you can see, the top buttons go all the way down, right? Which will be good for shooting games. But when you're playing something like MVC3 or Marvel vs. Capcom or any other fighting game, pushing this fast enough down can make you delay and not hit as fast as you want to. But if you hit these two things and you hear a small click, similar. Now watch my push now. Notice it doesn't go all the way down. It's just like the old school PS2 controllers. Really cool. Really cool. And by the way, as far as the profile goes over here, it's up to 3 separate profiles though. And there's colors indicating for each profile that's going on too. This thing is kind of pseudo dummy proof too. Now, here's something important. Now, as far as the wireless settings, it is not Bluetooth. I repeat, this is not Bluetooth. You need this dongle to make it go wireless. Now, most people are going to say, that's stupid. Like, well, just give me Bluetooth and be like this. In my opinion, this is actually better. Let me explain why. One, you have to deal with as much lag and stuff like that. But the other reason why this is important, as me who jumps between consoles and PC, one of the biggest issues I hate is when my controller dies via Bluetooth. And I know people has experienced this, so let me know in the comment section you know what I'm talking about. When you hook this up via computer and your Bluetooth goes off, not with this controller, but PS4, PS5 controller, and then you have to plug it in and charge it and try and make it work again, the drivers act up every single time. And you have to undisconnect from Windows Bluetooth settings and reconnect so it can work. And you might have to do it a couple times depending on your situation. With this, you doesn't have to, because once it stops, there's nothing else. This is the driver, so you just unplug and plug it back in. It's done. Or you just charge it up and it works for itself. You don't have to go through the driver issues with this. A lot of people don't think about that, but I think that's a very important thing. And like I said, everything here goes in these snug little case. Back in here too. The screwdriver goes here too. Now, I didn't show you, there's actually a bottom to this. Let me take this out for you real quick. Now here's the bottom what it could do. You can even change the D-pads. Yeah. You can change the D-pad and the analog stick. You have your D-pad like that. And all it takes to take it out, you pull this out and you put this in here. It takes a little bit much to pull out. This part's a little bit hard to do. There is directions on it how to do it. You kind of put your hand on both sides like this and it pulls out. Apparently that's how it's supposed to work, but it's kind of hard. I recommend you take this apart first and take this all out first before you boot this. There's a D-pad for this, and there's also a D-pad for this too. This is the original D-pad starts on. So if you're a kind of person who wants to fill the whole thing, you can interchange it. Very interchangeable, which is really cool. And they all fit snugly in this case. Now, if you want the crazier fight stick experience, now you remember I showed you earlier. There was the gates and stuff for this, right? So technically speaking, you have 2 different size joystick. If you notice, this is a little bit higher than the original. So there's the original. See how high of a difference it is in comparison? Really neat too. Because like, if you want to do it like this, you could technically do that. Like this. They have the buttons like this and do this. Or unless your thumb sits higher, you can do that too. But I would probably never use this, but I know other people would. And if you're a person who likes it more closer to the bottom, you have one for that too. And that in tandem with the gates works perfectly. And this all fits inside this lovely little case. This. And the cool thing is when you close this, even though these cables are here, you don't have to worry about your analog sticks getting hit and having stick drift. Which this doesn't have no stick drift issues too. On that note. So, but while we have it out, before I show you how it goes with the program and the games, let me show you something with this. The wireless thing. I want to plug it in via wireless just so you can see it work. So you plug this into your computer, which I'm about to do now. Give me 1 second. Okay, it's plugged in my computer now. Now, if I switch this to wireless mode, which is the little sign right here on this side, It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there on the right. Hit this. And all you do is hit the PS4 button like you usually will. And right now I have it set to PC mode because it's hooked up to my PC. You hit this, it blinks once, makes a noise, and now it's on. And once that light comes on, it means it's working. And that's basically as far as setting it up for your PC. I do recommend when you hook this up to your PC, initially do the update because the update fixes a lot of issues this controller had when it first got released. So that's very important. Now I can show you the profile. Right now, I have these back triggers set to nothing because I don't want to push them during certain games. But if I hit this button though, it lights up a different color. That's a different profile. Every time it turns to a different color, that's one of the 3 profiles. Blue is a profile. I think the next one's green. Blue. Okay, there's blue. There's green. And that's purple. It's hard to tell, but that other one is purple actually. Purple is using my starting profile. That's the one where the buttons don't do anything. If I push it again, it turns on these buttons back here, and they may be square, triangle, whatever button you want it to be. So that's kind of cool there too. Oh, and as far as the top ones, I was explaining earlier how you do that. You might want to know how you put them back down. To push them back down, you have to pull this like this, and then push this down like so. Let go, and it does it. I showed that at a weird angle just so you can see me do it. This all the way down, click, make the noise, back up. And this lets you know when it's on too. That's the cool thing. When you hit it, it lets you know that it's on. See, they made that little light for each side, which is kind of cool. But that's for the controller portion of it. The controller feels really good and everything. But now let me show you how this works in tandem with the PC, as far as how the PC controls work with this. And this also, one more thing I mentioned, has a headphone jack. Really important. Now, right now, we're in the PC portion of it. This is the Victrix software, Victrix Control Hub. And right now, you see right now it says, firmware upgrade may be available for control. Wire control must be plugged in, unplugged dongle. This thing is kind of dummy proof. It tells you that you have to unplug the wireless portion and put in wire mode for this to work. So anytime you do any of the PC stuff, make sure you do this because this is very important. Some people don't read the directions apparently, and the directions does not come with this. This is on a PDF that you go on the site to find. So there's some little insight for you there. So now let me unplug this thing. It just went off. See, it just went off when I unplugged it. Now let me switch to wire mode, which I have to do at the bottom. You see here. Now, and I'm going to remove the screen once I plug it into, just so you can see the entirety of the PC process. Plug this in, like so. Plug this into my computer. Okay, it's wired now. Device is not found at the moment. Give it a second. Now, here we go. Sit tight. Updating your controller with the latest features. Oh, it's doing it right now as we speak. So as this is doing this, I can kind of explain this for you real quick too, as it's doing this update. So one little thing to note about this, and this is an issue everyone had. So I'm going to answer this issue in this video as we speak now. One of the biggest issues this thing has, if you're running Steam alongside this program, it acts a little funny because the Steam drivers kind of override what's currently going on with the controller. I don't know what the bug is, but there is a bug with it. So anybody who buys this brand new, let you know that will be an issue. And there is an update on the Victrix site on how to fix this bug. If you want me to go more into detail about it, let me know in the comment section. I'll make a separate video about that. But that's very important because I know I had this issue when I first opened it up. And I want to make sure people, when they get it, they know about this issue too. So as it's doing the update, and the moment you plug your controller in, it always does this update, which is kind of cool. So it can help calibrate any new things or anything, other issues wrong with the controller. Which is really cool to know that even if the controller messes up, there's built-in updates to fix later issues that may come along that people have found throughout the community. Which is really, really good. And as we can see, the update is just about done. Finalize and upgrade complete. It says new device connected. Now it's at the newest firmware version. Latest features with all the latest features. Okay, cool. So now that we're here, it's connected. Let's finish up recalibrating your controller. Now, this is some interesting part about it too. So when you do stuff like this and switch stuff around, you can recalibrate your controller. So if you hold the function stick button down, which is right here, and if you hold it and spin it around, it'll calibrate your controller. But we'll do it. Why not? Since we're doing this, maybe we might as well do it. So press and hold the function button. Analog stick you wish to calibrate for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Wait, press and hold the function button and the stick button to of the analog stick if you wish to calibrate for 2 seconds. There it is. Is that going around in a circle? You do that several times to show maximum. Then release the analog stick in idle position and push the function button again. Calibration is done. Now I can do the other one. There you go. Spin it around a couple times to make sure it's calibrated right. Let go. Calibrate. It's done. Simple as that. And you don't have to, now in order to do this, you do not have to be plugged into your computer. I'm just doing this because it's showing you what this how it works. So hit close to complete. So here's a little bit of stuff. Now here's the BFG HUD. So now let me move this out the way so you can see this. So you can calibrate under here or without the controller itself. Or without this program itself, I mean. So right now it kind of remembers the way the controller is oriented, which is kind of cool. So it shows the D-pad and 2 analog sticks. There's multiple audio settings you can do within this, which is kind of cool. So if you have your headset plugged in or anything, which I don't have one plugged in at the moment, you can do audio settings within that. Now here's the stuff y'all want to see. You can interchange every single button in this except for the X and circle button, because those are mostly confirm buttons. So they don't want to mess up you confirming to hit OK or not be able to get in your game. Does that make sense? So any button except X and circle be anything. So you can technically make R3 square, triangle. I'll even show you. So if you go, so the original button is, for example, the circle button, right? No, not circle button. We'll say it's the D-pad up button, right? D-pad up now is right trigger, or so forth. Like it's kind of cool, and it's just and as soon as you do it, that's it. The moment you do it, it saves and that's it. But let me turn back to D-pad so I won't break anything on my controls, because I have a certain set for my controls, and you can set this for every single profile. As you can see my profile right now, see where it says right paddle and left paddle right now. When it's purple and it shows the color, it doesn't do anything. So you could turn these off if you want to. Say, for example, you grip your controller too hard like I do sometimes. You can avoid that and just turn them off so it won't bother you. And then look, when I hit the color, and I'll show you, I'll put this back up again. So when I hit the color to change a different color, watch. See, purple doesn't have nothing on, look. But when I hit it again, look. I went to green. The other two, they have saved presets for them, which is cool. So there's your proof that the different presets for everything. And the pals, like I said, with the pals too, this could be literally named anything also. You click so basically how it works, you click it, and you click the button you want to be. So hit the paddle. Map any button control using left analog stick to navigate to the pal you'd like to remap. Select it. And then hit the pal you want. But it's simple as that though. It's a very, very interesting thing. I think it's not doing anything because I have it set to off right now. I have to turn back on. But you get the idea though. You can do that too. See, right now it's X, circle, square. Right now. But so now for the analog sticks. Now here's for the heavy end players. You can mirror dead zones. You can swap sticks, which is really good for other fighting games. So say, for example, you're a person who's a lefty. You can technically do that in a sense. Inverted left and inverted right. So here's a cool thing. If you're playing a shooting game, you can make it so your sticks are always inverted. So that means if you play a game, you don't have to go on your profile for it, because it's already done pre-here. So that's kind of cool too. I'm not going to use inverted controls, but that's what it is. And you can do test sticks and calibrate. Everything has a calibration mode, which is really cool. The triggers too. Customize your controller. Adjust the mirror and dead zone swapping triggers. So L2 and R2 could be switched. L1 and R1 could be switched. Dead zone's arrow will not be rated for control using sliding scales. Yeah. Swap triggers, mirror dead zone. It's really good. And here's the audio mode too I was showing earlier. You have your certain audio mode, and you have a volume for every little mode you're in, which is cool. Oh, one more important thing too. When you first hook up your controller to your PC the first time, it will read it as an audio drive so you can hear the game through your controller. So just so you know. I figure I want to let everyone know that, because sometimes you might play Steam game and wonder why you don't hear anything. It's because your controller is set to the Victrix controller. Just so everyone knows. It's not showing up right now because I got rid of it, but it usually will show up. But that's basically the HUD. The HUD's pretty straightforward. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it's very intuitive, very easy to use. Anybody can pick it up and do it. Change controls, recalibrate. You can make this controller be your own feel of control. Like I take this controller literally everywhere. But let's go into what you really want to see. Let's get into the games. So right now we're starting with a game I love, which is Blaze Blue. People know I like to play Blaze Blue a lot. Do some tests with this, with the controller here. As you can see, it moves fine. One of the things I want to show you real quick, because we were talking about the switchable controls. So right now you see these buttons don't work right. But I hit this once. Watch this. Look, it works now. The ones at least I have mapped to. And if I switch back to purple, notice that button doesn't work anymore. Cool, right? But let's see if we can get some. Let's see if we can get like a cool combo going. There you go. Not bad. Right now, Blaze Blue is feeling really good right now. That's one thing I do like. Feels really good. Look at that. Feels really good. Let's try another character. Let's try one of my other characters I use, Sasano. Let's try Sasano. See how Sasano feels. Sasano's a really fun character. Known to be like the worst character in the game. But I love the idea like you have to use his drive to unlock the seal. I always thought that was like a really cool thing under my book. So, okay, let me. Oh, let's do it. No, we don't want him to have any of the seals on. Let's do it without no seals at all. There we go. We got 3 seals over that combo. That's kind of cool. I'm doing it wrong. Oh, I almost had it. Almost had this. I did it wrong. I got hit down. And I could hit the other button up. That's me messing up. There we go. We got 3 seals still too. Not bad. And that's a half circle movement too. So half circle, quarter circle, back, forward. Feels really good. But that's Blaze Blue. Feels really good on Blaze Blue. The next game we're going to play it on, we're going to use the wireless side. So you know this basically feels exactly the same either or. So let's jump on to the next game. Now the next game we're trying on is a game you know and love. And we play a lot of it on the channel. So I might as well tell you, use it on this game, is Rivals of Ether. I've been using this the last about 10 or 15 videos I've been using this controller. For those who don't know or heard me in the beginning of the video, I've been using this controller for about a month now. So it definitely feels very, very good. We'll do it with the original roster. We'll do original roster, which is something I usually don't do a lot. So we'll put this on level 9 just so you can see how I play with it while it's on. Nope. So far feels good. Ooh! I love it. I hit it too late. That was my fault. Come on. I can't spike him. Oh, I hit it wrong. Oh, he got me. I was going to dice earlier. I had a feeling. Oh, I had it. Ooh. We're going to take him for a ride. Ooh. Yo, oh, so close. I was so close. But you get what I mean, though. Rivals Ether feels very good. Very good for Rivals Ether. And as you know, I play D-pad Rivals. I know that throws a lot of people off, but that's what I use. You can use deep analog stick too. I'm not really an analog stick person when it comes to this game. But we will be playing some games that involve analog stick, which will be very important. And I think when I do the analog stick, well, I'll switch around. Because this is one of those scenarios where I'm like, I'd rather play a certain game with it and switch around. So we'll do that right then and there. So let's do the next game. So now you see we switch games. We're going to play a shooting game. The game. One of my favorite shooting games I'm playing right now, which is a roguelike shooting game, which is Gunfire Reborn. So we're going to try this. I figured, and this is part of the reason why I like to switch up. I wouldn't use this in a fire game configuration, but for a shooting game, I love the Xbox feel instead. So this is a situation where you get to see me switch it. I switch these around now, and I'm playing a shooting game. Now I'm not going to play through the whole game, so don't think I want to beat the game right now. I'm just going to give you some insight how I feel and see me play with the controller. And then this is the part now I can hit these triggers back. Get my gun feel back on, which is cool. See, in this switch right, see, D-pad is working the way it should. Let's grab our weapons first. What we got? We got machine gun. Let's do this. And we got you. The boons are really not that important at this moment. We're just going through. Here goes nothing. Now for the first stage. And mind you, I'm not the best at shooting games either, just so you know. Not bad. Ran out of bullets there. Yeah, if you like Borderlands, this is definitely a game to play. But right now, so far, the triggers feels good. It doesn't feel like it's delayed at all. And like I said, I have it switched right now into when you push the trigger all the way down. Right now. I'm dying. My bad. But also, I can hit this. You hear it now. Now it's extra precise. Extra responsive. So for driving games and racing games, I mean driving games and shooting games, the other way will be work. But if you're in a fighting game scenario or you just want to hit as fast as possible, this will be the way the trigger's low. And if I hit again, now it's back to the on. And here's the thing. You can make it go as low as you want to. So you don't have to go all the way. You can let go right here at a certain point. It won't go as far as down. But if you hold this, it goes even farther down. So you can make it as low as you want. It's almost basically like how the DualSense is. But the difference is you don't have to go into software to do it. You can do it in your hand, which is really good. So right now, as you can see, this game feels good. Shooting games feel great with this. Games like Halo and all that stuff feels really good with this controller. Now we have this controller in PS4 mode, and we're playing this on Street Fighter 6, the demo. So, the open beta demo, whatever you want to call it. And I'm kind of excited because there's the new one coming out soon, later on down the line. We'll do like 1 or 2 matches so you can just get some insight and just see how this controller feels overall. 1v1s. There. I'll pick Ryu versus what's his name? Luke. Oh, is that classic? I'm about to say I only play classic. I ain't playing not a noob. Let's say those gonna make me play dynamic or something. Now it's been a while since I played, so I might suck a little bit. And I do not know what level the computer's on. Skip this intro. Give him the Ryus. The answer lies in the heart of battle. Ooh, works fine with me. Oh, I did too early. That was my fault. There we go. Oh, you're not getting past that punish counter. Ooh, slick. Slick. It feels good. Feels good on here, guys. Do one more match. Tatsu didn't work. Sure, you could. Oh, messed up. Ooh, let's go. The hype, guys. The hype train is real. Oh, he fakes it. Smart. I am blocking time. Woo! The parry. I was going to try to do evil parry right there. Perfect parry. Oh, no. Oh, he could punch me. Now, I'm not playing level 9, Luke. I already know about that. Oh, he can fall for it. I like the attention to detail. I love how it actually shows Ryu being tired. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's it. It's gonna hurt. Grab. Got him. So Street Fighter 6 feels good. Street Fighter 6 feels very good. So final thoughts, the Victrix controller feels very good. The grip is solid. It's a very solid controller. I like taking it almost everywhere I go when I play this thing. I like using this on my Steam Deck and every which way. This is a really fun thing. And I love the case it comes in. It holds all the buttons there. I can take it on the go. I can switch it whenever I want to. Matter of turning off, switching, and unscrewing it. Have my dongle. And I have an option for dongle and wireless, which is really cool. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section if you have any questions about it. If y'all have a Victrix controller, and I'll see you soon. Y'all stay awesome. Y'all stay janky. Peace.